I want to keep a smile on my face, but we can talk a little bit about the voting rights. It just feels like, what was it, Charlie Brown in that football? And every time he's so close, he was right there, and then bam, snatch it away. And that's what it feels like to be a minority at times in this country, too often, quite frankly, when you're ready to kick the football, you've done the work, you've put in the work, and then suddenly it's snatched from you.
When they get to suppress your vote, they call it fraud. When they can't suppress your vote, I should say, that's when they call it fraud. And that's what they did for the 2020 presidential election. You see what happened there with Donald Trump still claiming that he won the election. You still got a lot of Republicans out there claiming they won the election. That's what I'm saying. We here on BNC, we want to make sure that black folks stay sharp when it comes to this whole voting situation, because every time we make strides in the community, when it comes to any type of rights, especially voting, it appears they changed the rules, Sharon, or they moved the goalposts just a little bit more. We talk about gerrymandering in the past. We talk about Jim Crow laws, whatnot. And folks, we have to stay alert and stay vigilant, because it doesn't just matter in 2020, 2022, 2024. It matters every single day, because they're trying to do things to stop your vote. So if I hear another black person ever again say, you know what, I'm not voting because my vote doesn't count, I am going to lose my mind, Sharon. I really am going to lose my mind, because here's the thing. If it didn't count, they wouldn't try and suppress it so much. So what's going on in Georgia with the House passing the legislation, basically trying to stop people from early voting and absentee voting, I mean, it's a travesty, and they're trying to change the rules so that your vote doesn't matter as much as it did in 2020. So we got to stop that.
Yeah, we do. And anytime somebody says that to me, okay, I used to get all heated, and now we get into it. But the thing is, my next question is, then what's your plan B? Then, okay, so you're not going to vote, so are you going to run for something? Are you going to try to change the laws, the rules, the policies? Then what are you going to do if you're not going to vote? It's ridiculous, okay? It doesn't make any sense, and, it's just not okay.
What do you think, Sharon? What do you think if you say you don't vote? Now, look, it's your right to vote. It's your right not to vote. But is it your right to actually start complaining about a lot of things that's happening in politics if you don't use your right to vote? I mean, John Lewis, obviously they got a voting rights legislation right now that they're trying to pass in Congress. Of course, this man worked so hard along with Martin Luther King and then others to get us the right to vote or whatnot. And they're trying to pass that in the Senate now. Hopefully they'll do that very soon so that we can protect ourselves when it comes to our voting rights. But when you consider the sacrifices that so many people made, and then you don't go out there and vote, now, once again, it's your right, but then you complain about it. And you say, you know what, my vote doesn't count.
Don't do that.
This is going on, and stop doing it. So come on, Sharon, talk to me about that.
Yeah, you know what? You can do whatever you like, but there's consequences for it. With me, don't complain to me, because I don't want to hear it. And I think that you do an extreme disservice. And we can talk about John Lewis. We can talk about all the great who sacrificed, who came before us, who fought for this right. You really don't really have a leg to stand on if you can't say, you know what? I should exercise. It may not be your candidate. Maybe your candidate didn't win. Maybe your candidate didn't make it out of the primaries. But to just sit at home when so many people spilled their blood for the right to vote, it just doesn't seem right, Mike. It doesn't seem right at all.
No, well, we don't want to seem like we're preaching at you. We're very passionate about that, because this is the reason we have this platform, so we can speak on issues like this and speak without feeling like we have to bite our tongue. But once again, stop it. When people are out there trying to stop you from your rights that we fought hard for, we have to do something about it, because when they don't feel like they have the advantage, they feel like they're at a disadvantage. Think about that.
Yeah.
That is called privilege.
Yeah. And you know what? We can have church if you want to. It'll start 6 o'clock in the morning right here. With that, that's right.